Hi, everyone. My name is Miss Round. I am your lovely student's chemistry teacher this year, or this semester, depending on what block you guys have me for. I'm sorry that I could not be there tonight. Unfortunately, I had another obligation that I had to attend to, but I wanted to give you guys a nice intro to the class and making sure that you guys know how to reach me and answer any other questions that you guys may have. A couple things before we get started. These are the chemistry blocks that I teach. So if you know what block your child is in, these are my class times. All right. So if I have a regular chemistry block 2, I start at 10:20 AP. If your child's in AP, I start at 12:05, and my honors block starts at 1:30 p.m. So these are all of my classes that I teach. So if you know what one your child is in, I can definitely help you guys a little bit more with more specific questions for the class. But yeah, these are my classes, and I'm super excited to have your kid in my classroom this year, even if it is virtual. Couple things. So for my Gen Chem classes, so my chemistry and my honors class, we do a lot in this classroom and in this class throughout the next semester. We are going to handle and tackle. You can tell that it's been a long day. A lot of course content. So we always start the year with an intro to matter and atoms, which is the basis of chemistry. We then move on to the periodic table of elements, and we look at how we can use those elements to go through chemical reactions and chemical bonding. Later on in the semester, we're going to be talking about thermochemistry. So bringing that heat aspect into it, we're going to look at kinetics and equilibrium, and rounding it out, talking about acids and bases and how we can use those in reactions, and always tying it back to the real world and where we can use this in the real life situations. All right. And so this is just a very brief general overview of the big ideas that we are going to be doing this year. And so I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to dive deep into this. I love chemistry. It's one of my favorite things to do, so I'm very excited. Couple things that we've been asked to share with y'all, because I know that having it be virtual and online is crazy enough. But with grading in terms of this class, we do separate it again into informal and formal grades. That's no different than any other school year. For informal grades, I do an informal grade for every single day of class. It is an open note quiz that students can take more than once to demonstrate their mastery. And I'm going to go into that a little bit later. But so they're going to have a grade for every single day of class. So if there's 80 something grades in a semester, that's almost 70 to 80 informal grades. We also have formal grades, which are our unit exams. We take those via SchoolNet and also Mastery Connect, so it is online. We have 10 of them throughout the semester, so we do move pretty quickly in this class. We do test quite frequently, but we have 10 unit exams to cover everything that we need to do, as well as a final and a midterm. All right. All grades will be reflected into PowerSchool. So if y'all have access to that, they are going to be in PowerSchool. And I accept late work up until report cards are due for each quarter. I would prefer for work to be turned in on time for the sake of everyone, especially for your children. I know that life can be stressful, so I don't want to get them more stressed out by having to make up work later on. But I do accept late work up until report cards. So that is something that I will always take for students. Next thing I wanted to talk about is what virtual learning is going to look like this year. We do synchronous and asynchronous learning. My expectations are, as long as we are on this virtual world, is that your students are on Zoom and ready to go before the start of class, not like the minute the class is starting or a little bit into class. I want them ready to go because we start right away on time every day. I want to make sure that their cameras are on and they're ready to come off mute if they're going to be asked questions. So I want them to be ready. They're present, they're engaged, they're asking questions, they're seeking help as needed. I want them to have this feeling of school, even though we're not in a physical school building. And so the best way that I can do that is to make sure that we are all interacting with one another, talking to classmates, talking to peers. And so I really hope, and my goal is that your students are ready to learn and feeling comfortable enough to ask questions when they arise. In terms of what our days look like, we have the same flow every single day. They're going to log into their Zoom meetings via Canvas every day. And we always have a warm-up during the first 8 minutes, and then we will go over that warm-up. And the warm-up is either a review from the day before or something to introduce us to what we're going to learn that day. Once our students engage in the warm-up, we then break into a pre-recorded lecture time. So I pre-record my slideshows every day. That way students can pause the videos, they can take notes as they need to. It is very much so targeted to their pacing, and they can take either the guided notes that I provide or notes on their own. But this is a time, usually 30 to 40 minutes, so about half the class time, in which they can watch the lectures as they need to. They're always on YouTube. They're posted on YouTube. I also give students the slides deck as well if they need that too. Once we watch these pre-recorded lectures, we then come back together into this synchronous time and we work through practice problems. If questions arise as they are watching these videos, I will tackle those questions. But once they have the time to self-pace and watch these pre-recorded lectures, we then come back and really start working through stuff. Because the best way to help, or the best way that I can help my students, is that I can answer those questions as I know they come up. So I really want students to be active and engaged so that when they leave for that day, they know what their expectations are and what they're doing. And then at the end of each day, whether we have time at the end of class or if it's for homework, they will take that open note quiz that I said to display that mastery. Again, it's open note. They can use what they did for the day on it as well, and that is their grade for the day into PowerSchool. I know I went through this really, really fast, and I wish that I could have been there in person for y'all today. Again, unfortunately, I had another obligation that I could not cancel on, and so I want y'all to feel like you can reach me at any time. I put my email up, my phone number here, text me, call me. We are also using the Parent Square portal. And so if you guys have downloaded Parent Square, that is great. You guys can message me at any time. If you have not downloaded it yet, I strongly recommend that you do. It is a great tool that I can reach y'all and you can reach me very, very easily. But again, those are 3 of the ways that y'all can contact me. And then I know that I am not here for the Q&A portion for each class. And so what I have created is I've created a bit.ly for y'all. It's bit.ly/fall curriculum questions, capital F, capital C, capital Q. If y'all type that in, you can screenshot this, you can type it in to any browser. It's going to pop up a Google form that you guys can ask me whatever and just provide me with the best contact info for you so I can get back to you with those questions. That way I can help field anything that you guys may have concerns about or that I can clarify for you. And I really look forward to hearing from y'all and hopefully chatting with you guys at a later date. But thank you guys for stopping by. I really have enjoyed getting to know your kids so far and cannot wait to see what the rest of the semester holds. Thanks, guys.